Yes. My dear friend Muitaba, he asked me to tell something about the history of this loudspeaker. And then I want to begin at the very first moment I listened to this KM30 unit made by my dear friend Bernard Salabert. I was visiting him in his workshop in France, and just that I was there for 1 week, a little bit helping him and learning about his speakers and so on. And so during this week, the parts for this unit, for the first unit of this design, came in, and Bernard started to assemble them. And after 1 day, they were finished, and he put them in his open baffle loudspeakers in his auditorium. So I had the honor to listen as one of the first persons to this unit, and I must say it was amazing because I wondered, Bernard got the parts, because the bronze parts are made by a special bronze casting company, and the cone, the paper cone, is also from somewhere, and etc. But I was wondering, listening at the first moment, what the sound was about. It was so incredible, and taking in account it was the first unit he made, I was very much amazed about his craftsmanship and his knowledge, because it was a product he thought it during a long time, and then he made the drawings, he sent them to the companies, and he assembled it, and it was what it is now. Afterwards there were some little adjustments on the tweeter, but principally it was the unit. So I ordered immediately a quantity of these units, and then my part of the job started, because I had to make a cabinet. From earlier experiences, I knew don't use MDF, medium density fiberboard, because it spoils all the beauty of the unit. So I started with the plain wood, Sitka spruce and Oregon pine. Oregon pine for the front panel, and plain wood, Sitka spruce 4mm for the side panels. And the name of the first cabinet was Sonatine, and so I started to make the first cabinet. And it took a long time to find the correct way of bracing. As usual, as you know, inside the cabinet there are a lot of small pieces of wood. The same principle as used for musical instruments tuning. When you look inside a guitar or a violin, you can see little pieces of wood reinforcing the top panel, by example, for a guitar. But it is not only for reinforcing, but it's also the places where you put the pieces of wood are of big influence on the sound character of the guitar. By this example, but the same phenomenon is with the cabinets we produce. So to find the real bracing took about 14 days of working and listening and trying, and because there are no formulas or other knowledge is available about how to do that, so you have to find out it yourself. And then that was the first version. I sold the first pair to a friend of mine in Holland, and he was very satisfied. And but you're always looking for improvements, and also the Sonatine was rather difficult to make, because the side panels had kind of an S shape, and to bend plain wood in that shape has a big risk on cracks. And generally spoken, there's always a risk of plain wood, using plain wood on cracks. The same with soundboards in pianos and guitars. If you put your guitar all the time in front of a heating radiator, you have a big risk. Some cracks will appear. On itself, the cracks are not a problem. But you never know. So after some time, there were some of my cabinets with some little cracks, and people are complaining about it, but it doesn't change the sound. But it made me to the decision to make a new cabinet with thin plywood. So this is the newest version, called the Grand Crescendo. They have the Crescendo with a 20 centimeter unit, but this is the 30 coaxial unit. The tweeter is in the middle, as you can see. And then it was a lot of work to find out how to do it with plywood. The front panel is made in birch, veneered with Oregon pine, and the side panels are in a special plywood, 4mm thick, also veneered with Oregon pine veneer. And the same story started once again, how to find the right bracing. And I think we succeeded to attempt the same level of sound quality with these cabinets compared to the original plain wood cabinets. However, to my feeling and to my impression, plain wood is always still a little bit more sophisticated. How do you say that in English? The sound is very nice, very natural, and with plywood it is always a little bit, because plywood is glued together, so there are several layers of thin wood separated by layers of glue, and glue is always not so good. The most bad example of material containing a lot of glue is MDF. MDF is dust, sawdust, and I don't know what, all glued together by enormous amounts of glue, and it is that material. This is the plywood is still a material that makes the speaker sound lively. And for that reason, there is also no damping material inside the cabinet, because to our experience, damping material is absorbing a lot of the beautiful frequencies which contribute a lot to music. What is music? It is not only frequencies; it is more. It is difficult to describe in a short story, but I can assure you, when you compare different materials, it is always impressive how the material you use for the cabinets is of influence on the sound of the speaker as a whole. The unit together with the cabinet. The bottom of the cabinet is open. The rear of the cabinet is also open, and it is the design is more or less folded open baffle, and as you can see at the rear of the speaker there are two open baffle loudspeakers. To my idea, however, an open baffle has some disadvantages, but open baffle for us is still the most ideal loudspeaker cabinet. And one of the advantages of open baffle systems is that the sound is very open and airy. And another thing is closed cabinets always are pointing to, how do you call it, projecting the sound in a narrow area, and the open baffle systems you can have in a room when you put the speakers in the right position. There's some work to find out. It can happen that you have everywhere stereo in the room. Wherever you sit and listen, there is stereo. There is always an optimal sweet spot, but it is most of the time it is impressive how this difference between closed or no, terrible. bass reflex type speakers compared to open baffles. This phenomenon is sometimes very impressive. Something about the comparison between phi units, phy-hp, phi haut-parleur, that's the original name, and the units the company we represent now, electromagnet speakers. The owner is Mr. Michel Fertin. We compared, of course, many times phi and EMS, and then in more particular we compared the electromagnet speaker with the voice coil system. What is a voice coil system? Normal drive units are almost all of them are equipped with permanent magnets, neodymium or permalloy or alnico or whatever. Voice coil units have a voice coil that field coil, have a field coil, and the field coil is an electromagnet system. It is powered by a DC power supply. The voltage is about 8 to 15, 16 volts, depending on the type of unit. What are the advantages of a field coil? A field coil is in a way you can create with a field coil an unlimited strong magnet field, and you can also by varying the voltage of the power supply of the field coil, you can influence the characteristics of the drive unit. The QTS value you can, by example, by varying the voltage, when you put the voltage down, the QTS value goes up. When you increase, the QTS value goes down. And that is one of the things about field coil. Another thing is when I compare the EMS with the phi driver units, the first thing which is impressive is the dynamics. Field coils are incredibly dynamic. They are incredibly natural. When you look on the internet, there are different articles about field coil units, and they all say field coil is the most natural sounding unit, and it is mainly one of the aspects is the dynamics. The increase in dynamic. I think English. How do you say that? No, okay. Another thing is when you put, like you see in the baffles at the rear, when you put two units in a baffle, when you take two units with paper cones, with permanent magnets, you have always the problem of harmonizing the sound of the two units. Let's say one is for the low frequencies and the other one is for the medium and high. There's always a problem to bring those two units to really harmonize, so that you very clean and rich sound. By varying the voltage of the different field coils of these two speakers, you can find a point where the units are starting to sound very harmonic. And to explain that is very difficult. You better could listen to it, and if you should be here in our listening room, I can demonstrate it by varying the voltage, but you have to be here because It is, as always, a subtle aspect, but it is very good audible. And that that is some of the things that impressed me very much, and that's one of the reasons why I love this units so much. I don't say I don't love them more than the phy, because the phy are also very beautiful units. They have their own qualities, but for me, my favorites are the EMS field coil drive units. Maybe something about bracing of the cabinet. One of the problem of a thin walled resonating cabinet is to prevent it from singing and doing a woo woo. And that for that reason you put bracing inside the cabinet. And I can let you listen to the effect of the bracing, because when you normally knock on a panel like this and there is no bracing, it sounds broo broo. And you will hear when I knock over the whole surface of the side panel, you can hear there's a even, the sound is more or less even. Listen. If you listen very well, maybe it is audible, you can also hear that the bronze front ring, it is casted bronze, there's no iron, there's only bronze, and also the basket of this unit is of bronze. You can hear the bronze singing, and by the way, the singing of the bronze is one of the things, one of the reasons why the phy drivers are sounding so nice. And now I will tap the front panel. And you hear more or less the same. How do you brace? How do you find where the braces should be put? Yeah, that is a long story. It has to do with knocking. It has to do with putting a little pieces of wood in your hand and trying to find a knot. When you have a knot, you can hear, when you push that very light, you can hear a difference in sound. And when there is a difference in sound, and the difference is positive, you have to put there a piece of wood. And so you go on, there are about 40-50 pieces of wood, and besides that there are horizontal braces here. And between the horizontal braces there are vertical braces. On another video we'll have a look inside the cabinet. You can see that the braces are there, but you also can see there is a certain irregularity in the bracing. They are not all symmetrical. There are some here, there are some there are some here, and there, and there. You all have to find out where you have to put them, and that is, as I said already, it takes about 14 days to find out, and then you need two people, one tweeting the cabinet and one listening what happens. And then after you found the spot, you have to switch off the amplifier, you have to turn the cabinet, you have to exactly measure where the place is you put the wood, the piece of wood, and then you glue the wood, and you do it with the other speaker, and then you allow the wood to the glue to dry, and after dry you can start again playing, and then the whole story starts again and again and again. And with the bracing you can influence, by example, also the bass response of the cabinet. And this is sometimes it is very impressive when you find the right places what a little piece of wood in this type placed on the right spot can do with the sound. It is really incredible to find out this phenomenon. That's I think so. Something more about cabinet construction and bracing. As you can see, I have here a model of the speaker. You can look in the more easily in the inside. You see the construction. This is the top panel made of birch plywood. This is the 4mm thick plywood for the side panels, and it is the, in this case, 12mm birch plywood for the front panel. These are the horizontal braces, you see. And now about the vertical braces. The vertical braces are placed in between here. It could be here and there and there and there. And so everywhere here, let's say here is one here, one here, one here, one here. Here is one here and only one here. Here are two here or two there. So that's what I explained earlier. The problem of the problem. The work you have to do to get the right sound from the cabinet and from the loudspeaker as a whole. You see the rear side of the cabinet is open. Here is this also has a function. This is oh God, I don't remember. No, okay. You also can see here on the front panel. Here there are also braces, and they are rather big, as you can see. I can show it. Here are the vertical braces on the front panel. They are here, and here you can see some wooden pieces that are brought in to eliminate the standing waves. As you can see, the bottom is totally open, and the cabinet is placed on 4 feet, 2 feet at the front, 4 centimeter high, and adjustable spikes, which are not here at the moment, at the rear. Now, yeah, normally it shows like this. This is closed. This is not treated with varnish. Maybe interesting to tell about varnish. We started to use violin varnish, original violin varnish. It is made of shellac. It is a hell of a job to make it. It is a hell of a job to use it. And after some time we found a varnish we use nowadays. But the varnish is also of influence on the sound of a resonant cabinet. This is the front panel. Because there are braces, I can tap on it, and you hear the sound is more or less even. When you do the same on the side panels, I will do not now because I did it already on the finished speaker, because there are differences now. The rear on the here is a close cover to look the speaker nice. It's speaker cloth, and this is a Carson. Yeah, how do you do it? Carson. No, okay, Carlson. It is also a very important part of the speaker of the cabinet design. Yeah, I don't know what to say more about it because I explained already a lot in the earlier video about cabinet construction and sound and bracing and all these things. So I think that's enough. Wait a moment. Yeah, I have to. It's not. I have to go back to the Very nice, hè?
Very nice. Which band is it? Yeah.
Het is Morton's Foot. It are some guys from everywhere. Yeah, I can remove a little bit, but contour.
No, it's okay.
Yeah?
Say my love for you ain't real, but you don't know how real it feels.
Enjoy.
All I want to do is to spend some time with you, so I can hold you, hold you. Your sister says that I'm no good. I'd reassure her if I could. All I want to do is to spend some time with you, so I can hold you, hold you. Plans fail every day. I want to hear you say your love won't believe it. Your love ain't deceiving. Fears will soon fade away. Smile now, don't be afraid. All I want to do is to spend some time with you, so I can hold you, hold you. Let me whisper in your ear. Don't you worry, they can hear. All I want to do is to spend some time with you, so I can hold you.
Listen to a few months of you.